Mr. Malmsteen, I'm sorry to keep you waiting. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm on I think you're number 6 here at the interviews. I have a couple more.
Me. Very busy indeed.
Yeah.
May I call you Yngwie?
Yes, of course.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. It's a tremendous privilege to speak with you, and thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
We're thrilled that you'll be coming to visit Australia again. It's been a long wait since 2006, but fans all over Australia, including me, are overjoyed that you're coming.
Yeah, I can't wait.
It'll be brilliant. Firstly, congratulations on such a brilliant career. Your magnificent book, Relentless, covers details of your life so well. But for those who haven't read it yet, when did you first pick up the guitar?
Oh, I was just 5 years old when I first got my first guitar. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And my older brother and sister were older, like very, very good musicians, you know. And then my grandfather's a drummer, my father's a guitar player, my mother's a singer, and my aunts and uncles are opera singers, and very musical, you know, surrounding. So it was kind of natural, you know, just happened by itself.
Absolutely. What was it like for an aspiring artist in Sweden in the early days?
Oh, a lot of resistance, you know. Like you mentioned
imagine.
before, the book Relentless would describe it very, very clearly, because it was more like a whole mental outlook on being a musician, or trying to become a musician. Almost impossible.
Of
you know,
course.
everybody was telling you can't do it, and so it was very, very, very difficult.
Oh, goodness me. Anyway,
I was being relentless.
Most certainly. A very apt title for the book indeed. Yngwie, your album Spellbound live in Tampa is thoroughly astounding. It's breathtaking. Are you pleased with the end result?
Yeah, I am, because I think it's kind of like, you know, with live shows, you never really know exactly what's going to happen. So the reason I did the Tampa one, and then I did the Orlando live video. I don't know if it's out there yet. But they're just one day apart, you know. One is in Tampa, one's in Orlando, and it illustrates how I do things very differently every night, you know. And no, I'm pleased with it. Actually.
Excellent. Aprigios from Hell beautifully demonstrates that you are the one and only archetypical link between the composers of classical music and contemporary rock. Do you have a particular favourite classical composer who inspires you most of all?
It's a number of them. Johann Sebastian Bach, Antonio Vivaldi, Nicola Paganini, Tchaikovsky. Those are my favorites right off the bat, you know. Mozart, Beethoven, of course, and Baroque classical music, you know. But the solo works of Paganini was that was like really what knocked me out, and I kind of like maybe when I concentrate on trying to get that sort of sound on the electric guitar, you know. Most
certainly, and you do so beautifully. With more than 25 magnificent recorded albums and a list of accomplishments larger than the Stockholm Archipelago, where do you want to go next? What do you want to achieve next?
Well, I'm actually in the studio right now finishing up a new album.
Wonderful.
And and so it is taking on its own life. You know, it's hard to describe it. It's very neoclassical again, you know. But it feels a little different to me, though. It's got like more of a. It's totally it's unobstructed. It doesn't have any sort of. Okay, here's the verse, this, that, whatever. It's more like a very flowing type thing. Don't have to worry about airplane nowadays, you know. So yeah. So no, but it's still finished. Not finished. But it's what I'm doing now, so I can't wait to have it done. We'll be out to hear that.
Absolutely, I can't wait to hear it. You're so busy all the time. You're clearly one of the most important guitarists and performers of all time. What's the secret to longevity in your music?
I think it is to be kind of honest with what you do. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And like challenge yourself too, you know. And so it's a challenging thing, and you have to be honest with what you do. You can't be just playing it safe, you know what I mean? So if it's still exciting, then I keep on doing it, and it is. So
most certainly, and for us fans, it's very exciting every time we hear of a new album. I can't wait for the new one to come out.
Yeah, thank you.
Pleasure indeed. Apart from your signature Ovation acoustic, you favour the Fender Stratocaster. Why does this guitar serve so well for somebody who could obviously shred on a double bass if they had to?
I don't know. It's just because I started playing the Strat when I was so little, you know, and I grew up holding this thing. You know, it's just like a part of me, you know. And every time I pick up something else, you know, I can play. I have Les Pauls and SGs, and I got all that stuff. And they're good, but it's just they don't feel like, you know, to me it's just like almost like part of myself. So it's perfect, and you know, it's the ones made for me, the Malmsteen models, are very, 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 very good. You know, they got the greatest pickups, the greatest neck, you know, all that. So I'm really happy with them. And also I have my Malmsteen Marshall amp too. So that's a combination of everything. And I just released a new DoD. No, it's not DoD. You want to talk about? It's an overdrive pedal made by Fender, but it's an overdrive pedal. Malmsteen overdrive pedal is very, very good too. That I'm using.
Oh, tremendous. That has to be the next pedal to my collection.
Yeah, it's bad. It's made from Fender. You should look it up online. I'm really happy with it, you know.
Will do, straight away.
But distorted, of course, you know, but very, like, sort of violin type sound, you know.
Most certainly. And I was thrilled to see that Sharpie have brought out a version of a signature pin so that we can have you sign with your own Sharpie.
Yeah.
Terrific stuff. But I realise this is a silly question, considering your works over the years, and I mean it with the greatest of respect. Do you have an all-time favourite track to perform?
Not really. I probably would always play Far Beyond the Sun, but it's not necessarily my favorite. What I'm saying is, I like to keep it so it's exciting and challenging, and that's for some reason. Even though I've done it for so many years, it's always a blast to do it. You know, I love doing new stuff. And I like to do stuff that people expect as well. You know, so it's never the same. It's always mixed up.
Wonderful. And your style is so emotional. You have this tremendous ability to go from one polar extreme to the other. Is there anything particularly that you channel when you play?
Well, you know, it took many years, but I've come to a point where, like, the best playing, the best composition, the best improvisation, everything that I do is always when I kind of detach myself from the whole thing. I'm kind of listening to it instead of actually doing it, you know.
Oh,
so
wow.
that's how it becomes the best. And you can't play it safe, not me. To me, that's just not the thing I want to do, you know.
Absolutely. It's, as I say, we're very, very excited, and as you're talking about playing, I'm getting more excited about the tour. What can we expect from the Australian shows?
Well, the set list is never the same, ever.
Indeed.
So the funny thing is I always make a set list right before we go on. I've had a tour manager come in, the band come in and say, okay, here's a set list. And it's not the same as last night, you know, it's a different set list. And everybody has a set list in front of them, you know, and I go on stage, I play a different set list anyway. So
indeed.
No one knows.
It must be such hard work for the band.
I keep on their toes, you know what I mean?
You do indeed. Oh, look, is there anything particular that you enjoy about coming to Australia?
Well, I always love the atmosphere. It's really, really great. Every time. It's always been a great audience, great people, great food, you know, great weather every time I'm there. So, you know, I don't know if I'm there always the same right time of the year. I don't know, but it's always been good. And, no, I've always enjoyed it there, every single time.
Absolutely, and we enjoy your visit so much and can't wait for your upcoming tour. We've not got long to wait, which is very, very good news indeed.
Yes.
Brilliant. Look, Yngwie, I have so many questions I want to ask you, but unfortunately time is of the essence, as you know. And I can't thank you enough for such a tremendous privilege to speak with you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Pleasure indeed, and we'll look forward to catching up with you very, very shortly.
Yeah, I can't wait myself. All the best.
Terrific. Travel safely, Yngwie.
Bye-bye. See you later.
Bye-bye.